Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is gonna be a first impression on this thing right here. It is the Anastasia Stick Foundation. If you know me and if you know my channel, you know that I freaking love Anastasia. She's one of my absolute favorite brands. This is gonna be exciting, and at the moment I am in love with stick foundation. So when I had the chance to get this one, I was like, of course, and I need to do a first impression because my ultimate favorite stick foundation is probably the Bobbi Brown stick foundation. So I'm gonna compare it to this one, obviously, and see if it can compare and if it's as good as that one or maybe even better, who knows. So I'm obviously really excited about this one, and without further ado, let's get some basic info about this one and then afterwards get it on. So some basic info about this one is that it is a multitasking light to full coverage cream stick foundation with a natural looking demi-matte finish. And it says here what it does. This highly pigmented buildable cream stick foundation creates a flawless natural looking demi-matte finish. The stick foundation is ideal for combination and oily skin, and the lightweight, easy to layer foundation delivers light to full coverage depending on the method of application. It's designed to quickly and precisely apply all over coverage, daily touch-ups, or highlight and contour with ease. And this is formulated without parabens, sulfates, and phthalates. Yeah. And I like that it comes actually with a guide to how to apply it as well. So it says for light coverage, on prepped skin, apply stick foundation directly to the face, focusing on the areas in need of more coverage, and blend out with a damp beauty sponge or stippling brush. For medium coverage, on prepped skin, apply stick foundation directly to the face, applying an even amount of product to the entire face and blending out with a stippling or kabuki brush. Apply additional coverage if desired. And then for full coverage, it says on prepped skin, apply a generous amount of stick foundation directly to the face, focusing on areas in need of more coverage, and blend out with a stippling or kabuki brush. If more coverage is desired, apply stick foundation to those areas by stippling on product with a beauty sponge. And I think for me personally, I think I'm gonna go for that medium to full coverage because I like that. Right now my skin is actually really clear, so I don't have any major like bumps or imperfections that I need to cover. So unfortunately we can't see how it works on like acne skin or pimples or whatever, but you can still see how it works on a redness, for example, around my nose and so on, and see if it can cover and looks even. I think there's around like 23 different shades in this stick foundation range, which is really nice. It goes from very light, like really pale skin foundation sticks to some very dark ones as well. There's also different undertones in the different sticks, which is nice. So once again, if you're a bit more yellow or pink, you can find one for you. And the great thing about this one is also that, you know, like the stick contouring or the cream contour thing and highlight is so popular right now, so they've also made some shades that are specially made for contouring and highlighting. The shade that I got is Warm Natural, and the girl from Sephora, she told me that it's a great shade for me because it is very yellow in the undertone or golden in the undertone, but it's also a nice middle tone for me because when I'm pale, as I am right now, it may be a teeny tiny bit too dark, but I can always just bronze up my neck area. But if I'm wearing a tiny bit more fake tan or whatever, I can just bronze up my face and it will still look good because it's a very warm undertone. So thanks to her, I think I found like the perfect middle shade. So if it doesn't match me 100%, that's why, because I told her that I really wanted one that I could use both when I'm not fake tanning and when I'm fake tanning a tiny bit. Here is the packaging, which I think is very standard, very pretty. I like it because it's very classic actually. I think this is a very nice packaging, also because it's really travel friendly because you can have it with you on the go because of the lid as well. It is not too big, it's not too chunky in any way. I like it. And have a look, guys. This is the Bobbi Brown stick foundation and this is the Anastasia one. They are very similar, as you can see. This one is a bit slimmer and also a bit longer, whereas the Bobbi Brown one is a bit thicker and a bit shorter as well. You get 9 grams of product in this one and the same in the stick foundation from Bobbi Brown. So same amount of product, just a bit different in sizes. But yeah, packaging is really nice, very luxurious looking if you ask me. It is kind of like this almost black burgundy color, and then it's rose gold here, which I think looks very nice. Rose gold writing as well, where it says Anastasia Beverly Hills, and her logo's up there, and then it says the name on the back, which I think is nice. So really nice packaging, can't fault that one. And here it is, the color. I don't know if you can see it, but you're gonna see it on in a moment. But it is definitely a very warm undertone, and I'm really excited about getting it on, and I think it's gonna match me pretty well, even though I'm not wearing fake tan right now. As per usual, because I wanna test it out for real and see if it looks good both with and without primer, I'm only gonna prime the half of my face, this half right here. And I'm gonna be using the Too Faced Hangover Primer because it's one of my favorites. It is very hydrating as well, and what I figured out with this stick foundation, or what it said, was that it's for more like combined to oily skin. And because my skin is more that dry, normal skin type, it might be a good idea for people like me who's got dry skin or normal skin to hydrate and moisturize before using the stick foundation. So let's get it on, guys. On this side where I've primed, I'm gonna be using my beauty blender. So I'm just gonna try to draw some lines, and then let's see. I'm just gonna do what I would normally do with my stick foundation and then blend it in. So the texture feels very dry. Let me just say that from the very get-go. It feels very dry. So here's on the prime side, and as I said, the texture of it feels kind of dry when you get it on the face, when you just stroke it on. But when I get up close, it actually doesn't look heavy or dry at all. The primer is hydrating as well, so maybe that's why. And it was actually quite easy for me to blend in, even though I did feel like that it was very dry just to like draw on my face. And the beauty blender works really well for that. This is kind of like a light to medium coverage, and the color actually seems to match me pretty well. So the girl inside Sephora, she did well. And for the other half of my face, I'm going to be using a brush to apply the foundation, and I'm going to be using the Bobbi Brown Full Coverage Face Brush. And remember, this side is not primed. To be fairly honest, I can't tell the massive difference. The only thing is that it looks a tiny bit more patchy over here on my cheek area because it's a tiny bit more dry, obviously. But it didn't feel really dry for me. Actually, the brush way of applying it is very nice as well. So you can definitely do both. And coverage-wise, it seems to be the same. So I've got kind of like that light to medium coverage right now, and for most people, I guess, who's not cray-cray like me, this would be more than enough. But because I do like my coverage, let's be honest, I'm gonna apply some more. So now let's just see how well the foundation stick kind of like builds up in layers, if it looks cakey or not, and if it works still on the prime and unprimed side. So now we're more onto that medium full coverage that I personally love, and I must say I am really impressed with this stick foundation. I was kind of scared in the beginning, I must be honest, that it was very dry and it was gonna be very patchy and really tough for me to blend in, but honestly it is the most easy stick foundation ever. It really blends in like seamlessly almost, and it truly looks like skin. Yes, you can tell that I'm wearing something. To me, it doesn't look unnatural like some other foundations. I think many times people, they're kind of scared about like using stick foundations because they think it's gonna be really sticky and greasy and thick and heavy. But I actually feel like with some stick foundation compared to fluid foundations or liquid foundations, the liquid one can be even thicker actually. I love stick foundations, but you know that. Coverage wise, amazing, I love it. Color wise, really good as well. I can tell that it's a bit too dark for me right now because I'm not wearing any fake tan, but once again, I'm just gonna bronze up my neck and that's gonna look amazing. It still fits me with the undertone. Comparing the prime side to the unprimed side, there's really not that big a difference right now. So I guess for you guys who've got dry skin, this is a nice thing for you to see that you can make it work as well. So I just got you really up close because I really want you guys to be able to see how it sits on the skin. Here's the unprimed side. Don't know if you can see it, but it sits very nicely actually. And here's the prime side. And there's not that big a difference. I feel like the prime side looks a tiny bit more dewy, whereas over here it looks a bit more matte maybe. Just from my first impression right now, I think it's a very, very nice foundation, and I could see myself wear this one again and again and again, definitely. So now what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna apply the rest of my makeup, return to you guys, and then we can see how it works together with the rest of my makeup and if it still sits nice on the skin. And obviously during the day we're gonna see if the primed side lasts better than the unprimed side. Right now I don't see the bigger difference, which actually makes me quite happy. It makes it very nice and easy for everybody to use, whether you've got a primer or not. So yeah, so far so freaking happy. Hey guys, so I'm back again, and I chose to do like a makeup tutorial, or kind of like a get ready with me on this kind of like festive look. And I really like it though. Now let's talk about the foundation and how I feel about it so far. With the application of the rest of my makeup, I did actually feel a difference. It was easier for me to blend over here than over there, so just be aware of that. If you remember to prime, it will blend easier with powders and bronzers and so on. So I would probably say that I would advise people, if they want to use bronzer and blush and so on, to prime before using the stick foundation. However, as you can see, the bigger difference is still not there. I still feel like that looks very, very nice and very beautiful, glowy. Actually, it is not too mattifying. I was actually afraid that it was going to be very matte because of the dry texture, but no. So here's the foundation up close. Here's the unprimed side. I don't know if you can see it, but it does look a tiny bit, not streaky, just a tiny bit patchy without being too patchy. It still looks good, but I feel like that looks better over here though. So I would advise to prime, definitely. It just looks better and blends easier. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna wait some hours and then let you know how I feel. I think it's gonna be the last like check-in with you guys, because I have actually worn the foundation already now for like 3 hours. 3-hour mark, it is pretty damn good. I don't see the bigger difference from when I applied it, and it hasn't gotten wet or crumbly in any way, so I am very, very satisfied. And obviously I did set it down with a tiny bit of powder. Is there anything else that I forgot to tell you guys? I don't think so. I just freaking love it. So yeah, another stick foundation that I really, really like so far. But as I said, the last check-in is gonna be in some hours. Then I will have worn it for like 8 to 10 hours approximately, and then we can really tell if it's a good like all-day foundation. But yeah, as I said, 3-hour mark, almost 4-hour mark is done, and it looks pretty damn good. But that is all for now. I'm gonna check in some hours with you guys. It is so cold. I'm dying. Hey guys, so sorry if I look like a mushroom or something like that. I am so cold. Winter is here, so I'm sitting here in my robe, just totally like cozied up. As you can see, many things has happened to my makeup and everything since the last time I updated you guys. But if we do like this, it still looks pretty okay. Let me zoom you in so you can see everything. So we're up close and personal. As you can see, here's the unprimed side and the primed side. And to be fairly honest, they both lasted pretty well. I don't see the bigger difference in longevity actually. So whether you use a primer or not for the longevity purpose, I don't see the bigger difference. However, the thing that I saw a bigger difference in was the way that my bronzer and blush applied on the unprimed and primed side. Definitely the primed side was easier for me to blend and so on. So I feel like this side looks a tiny bit better, but it is not the bigger difference. My T-zone area has totally rubbed off. Other than that, I feel like that the makeup has lasted so well. I am very, very impressed. The foundation stick is definitely really, really good. I think the big question now is the Anastasia foundation stick just as good as the Bobbi Brown foundation stick? And I must say, I feel like they are very, very similar in texture, in finish, everything like that. The formula and the textures of them when they get on the skin, they are very, very similar, and the same goes with the finish and the longevity as well. So I feel like both of them are really amazing products, and I can highly recommend both of them. Obviously, this is not about the foundation stick from Bobbi Brown, but It is damn amazing. So I think that was all for this video, and the last little update about the foundation stick from Anastasia Beverly Hills. The overall conclusion is that I freaking love it and I can highly recommend it, and I'm so happy that I've got it. And that was all. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video and this first impression, like and subscribe if you haven't already, obviously. And thank you so very much for watching, and remember, I love you all to the moon and back and everywhere else.